Sadly, there has been some enormous ramifications to the changes Donald Trump has been making in the United States. One of the biggest factories in America, in fact, $1 billion battery factory, is sitting idle. Why is it idle? Why are the people that are meant to be working there, the thousands of staff, basically doing nothing? In fact, they're not even showing up to work. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Well, it normally would be great, but this is a pretty sad story. $1 billion battery factory is complete. It's been built, just finished, but it's sitting idle. And the reason? Because federal policy incentives have been basically annihilated. The factory was built based on knowing it was going to get a certain amount of money from the government. This is normal. Factories, it's pretty much always the case when a company invests this much money, they're going to get something. They need some sort of incentive, some sort of contribution from the government to help to make things, a new business venture like this sort of size, work. Unfortunately, this is actually one of the most advanced battery factories in America, but it's just sitting there idle. Rising tariffs are doing more than sparking political arguments. They're reshaping where, how, and even if companies build their next generation manufacturing hubs. President Trump's trade policies have nudged some automakers toward building more vehicles in the United States, and they've sent car prices up and created chaos in the global car market. One of the latest casualties, a $1.6 billion battery factory in South Carolina, where construction is on hold before production has even begun. In 2023, Automotive Energy Supply Corporation, better known as AESC, who makes some of the most advanced batteries in the world, began constructing a battery plant in South Carolina to supply BMW with battery cells for its electric cars, including the upcoming production models based on the new class vision concepts, the iX3 SUV and the i3 sedan. Now, these batteries are actually quite advanced, and apparently they enable up to 500 miles of range in new BMWs. They actually utilize a similar format to Tesla's 46.8 cylindrical battery cells. Work on the physical buildings at the site is basically complete, but efforts to actually install equipment and establish assembly lines have been completely stopped. In a memo addressed to employees that was seen by the Wall Street Journal, AESC's chief executive for the US and Europe, Not Floor, said work was being paused because of economic uncertainty arising from current federal policy and tax issues. However, he said, "We want to finish construction of the facility once stability and predictability have returned to the market." That could take 4 years, could take more. It could never happen. According to the Wall Street Journal, AESC could face a substantial tariff bill if it were to import the necessary machinery that it needs from China. Massive tariffs, in fact. Additionally, separate tariffs on steel and aluminium will hurt the battery giant as well. AESC announced its South Carolina plant while Joe Biden was still president, and the administration was providing large subsidies to attract battery manufacturers to the US, and it worked, as you can see. Well, it was working until this. Through the Inflation Reduction Act, the Biden administration helped attract more than $200 billion in investments across the automotive sector, with many of those investments focusing on batteries for electric cars. Now many subsidies are in the firing line of Republicans. A new bill proposes ending EV battery production subsidies a year early and making them completely unavailable to companies with ties to certain countries like China. And some of those ties can be quite tenuous or can be quite very abstract. Although AESC is headquartered in Japan, it is majority owned by the Envision Group in China. So therefore, they're bad. AESC has invested more than $1 billion into the Florence facility, and we anticipate being able to resume construction, we hope, once circumstances stabilize, whatever that means. The company told a news outlet in a statement. AESC fully intends to meet our commitments to invest $1.6 billion and create 1,600 jobs in the coming years. But, as you can see, right now, there is massive uncertainty. And the reality is, what was meant to be one of America's most important battery factories, producing advanced batteries and employing thousands of people, indirectly many thousands more, may never actually get off the ground. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye-bye. This is one of the most amazing stories, guys, that I have read since I started this YouTube channel. This is truly a breakthrough in battery technology, and it is real. You can potentially apply it to almost any lithium battery being manufactured, whether that's BYD's batteries, whether that's Tesla batteries, whether that's CATL batteries, whether that's batteries from a numerous number of different manufacturers around the world. This is essentially, as far as I can tell, the biggest breakthrough in battery technology. And the reason is because it's so simple. It doesn't require some sort of revolutionary battery. It doesn't require solid state battery technology, but it enables charging a battery to 100% in 10 minutes. We haven't seen this before in a production vehicle, but one has been unveiled here in Australia that can charge to 100% in literally 10 minutes. Now, yes, there is a caveat to this story. The battery is not big, but it is in an EV. And this technology, I think, is something you need to know about, because really you could potentially retrofit your vehicle with this kind of technology based on what I'm reading at the moment. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. To say welcome to all the new subscribers on the channel. Great to have all of you. Now, for those of you who are new, you just come onto the channel within the last month. I have an Xpeng G6. It can charge the battery. It's actually, I believe, one of the fastest charging EVs based in Europe. They did a test on about 30 different electric cars. It was the winner on that test. And it charged from 10 to 80% of the battery in around 19 minutes. About 19, so nearly 20 minutes. Let's just say 20 minutes from 10 to 80%, right? That's really, really good, because that means it beat every other Tesla. Every other Tesla's been tested. It beat the Hyundai Ioniq 5. It beat lots of other electric cars, right? So 20 minutes is basically the standard from 10 to 80%. However, that looks really slow in comparison to this new battery technology. And intriguingly, it appears to be just really a development of changing the anode, right? In addition to that, this is one of the longest lasting batteries that I've ever seen. Apparently, not only can it charge at these ridiculous speeds, but it has 10,000 cycle battery life, meaning the battery will outlive the car by many, 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 many years. I mean, you could literally drive the car to death, then put the battery pack in a new car, use the battery for some other purpose. This battery, 10,000 charging cycles is, I mean, you probably wouldn't do that within the space of 30 years of driving.